I'm Alex,
And I'm Elise.
and we don't know anything.
We just live here.
And sometimes we're really annoyed.
Yes. Sometimes life is annoying.
Like today, for example.
Today.
We knew from the moment we walked in today this was going to be
Yes.
a day.
This is an interesting day. I feel bad because originally you started off and then I was just like,
I think it just kept piling on.
yeah.
And like usually we have such a good like go in the morning.
Yes.
We like powwow. And then like
Yeah,
unfortunately
today the powwow went downhill.
immediately, like even before we left my house.
Yes. Oh my goodness. At least we can laugh about it.
That's true.
I guess that's what like pet peeves where at least you can move on.
Right. It's not like do or die.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So what was like the most annoying part of your day?
Seriously, for me, today was just like I kept dropping things.
Okay, that's the worst.
Like over and over and over again. I kept spraying people's faces. I was dropping things. My light literally fell off my glasses into my lap. And a patient literally said, I've never met a broken hygienist before.
It always happens with like the worst patients too, like the ones that have no grace.
Yeah.
Like they're like, you're the worst. Like
I was like, me neither.
same.
Or
it's a first
hello.
for me as well.
What did actually, you know what I did say? I was like, well, there's a first for everything.
And there is.
I'm like, oh my goodness. No. So I just kept like dropping things. I had to get a new air water syringe. I had to get, or like the tip.
Yeah.
I had to get a new, like all sorts of things because I was just like being
Yeah.
clumsy.
That's the worst.
Yes.
And you're like in a groove and you're going and then it's on the ground. You gotta wipe everything down, change
Take
it
your
out,
gloves.
change your gloves. Yeah, put the new one in. Like
Yes. Oh, that was my day. Okay. What about you?
I don't even know. I think like rude people for today. Like if you come in and you're just like immediately rude,
Yeah.
like I hate it here. Like this, like, yeah, like, okay, like, yeah, same. Like, like, no, I'm just
Same,
kidding.
girl.
But like, I don't go to people's job. Like, I don't go anywhere actually and be like, I hate it here.
That's true.
And I'm not like, I hate like coming here and I hate the dentist and like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
it's so negative and I'm like, then don't come. Like, I didn't pick you up at your house and drive you here.
I'm always like, we're so grateful you're here though. And
Oh, I know.
they're like, no.
In my fakest voice when they leave, but like genuine. Like, thank you so much for coming in today. We'll see you in 6 months.
After they've been so rude to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy who said, I've never met a broken hygienist before, he was pretty rude to me.
Yeah.
But at the end, I was like, I don't know how to read this guy. I think that's another pet peeve. It's like, I want to be able to communicate.
Yeah.
I want to be able to understand and like, but at the end of that appointment, I was just like, yeah, we did not connect. Like I had no idea. Was he joking? Probably not.
No.
All the rude things he was saying, I was hoping he was joking, but I don't think he was.
Plus, I feel like for you, like you have such excellent communication.
I try.
And so, like, when someone does not want to communicate properly, it's hard for you.
It is really hard for me.
Like, I'm in my passive aggressive, like, little corner. Like, people are saying mean things, and I'm just like getting subtle, like, comments in sometimes.
I'm just like, what?
Or, like, try that again. But nicer this time.
I think he was joking. At
I'm
the
sure
end,
he was.
He shook my hand and said, thanks for today.
You're like, yeah, and can't say
I
the
was like,
same. Gotta wash my hands.
I'm just kidding. Wash my hands off. Oh no. So that was probably one of the most
Yeah.
frustrating things for me today. Yours is just rude people.
Yeah, I think like
I mean,
It
I
sets
think
the
anywhere
tone.
rude people are like,
exactly.
we're all walking around with our own issues and like most of the time we don't want to be somewhere,
Of course.
but you choose. I think sometimes I would say 90% of the time, if you're being rude, you're choosing to be rude.
Absolutely. Because I can be in a terrible mood and be out somewhere and nobody else would know.
Right.
I always, in my head, this is what I resort to because I want to say this to people and I want to ask this of them. Like, how would you feel if I came to your place of work and talked to you how you're talking to me?
Yeah.
Like, don't do it. Like, I would never do that to you.
No.
So why do you feel safe and comfortable like coming here and like berating me for 1 hour of my day?
Right. No, totally. That's a good way to think about it because, and I liked what you said earlier too. You're like, don't walk in places and say, I hate it here. But we hear that
All day.
every day.
At least like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. If not like, okay, at least once.
And like a
Every
variation
single day.
of it. Like
Yeah.
something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
And it's like, okay, nobody likes it here. We get it.
Like, no, I know. Like,
But you came, you want to keep your teeth. Let's go.
yeah, I feel like you have good like turnaround.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Today I was off. I was so off. I was just like,
You're like, don't test me today.
Yeah, I
Usually
was
I'm
not
a
ready
lot
for it.
nicer.
Usually I'm pretty quick, but today I was just like, I don't know.
You're like, you're right. I
Yeah.
am broken. You did this to me.
This is your fault.
I know.
Oh my goodness. No, that was fine. Okay, so, but I will say another pet peeve at the job that usually I have. I
Yeah.
had it once today, but it wasn't so bad. But is when you're suctioning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, you just, you know what the suction is. You suction to
Yeah.
get the water out of their mouth or whatever. You're done with the cleaning.
Oh
You're
my God.
waiting for the
I already
dentist.
know what you're gonna say.
And then the patient like puckers their lips and they like point to their mouth like their mouth is full of saliva.
Yeah. I'm like,
And
swallow
it's like,
it.
yeah, it's your own saliva. What do you do all day?
I have asked someone that.
No.
Yes, because I was getting so frustrated and he kept pointing at his mouth. And I said, what do you do when you're at home watching TV?
Yeah, what did he say?
And he said, what do you mean? And I said, or because like it had been before, like I was like, it's just your saliva, like you're good to swallow,
Yeah.
like nicely. And he's like, I just don't feel comfortable. And I was like, well, what do you do when you're at home, like watching TV? And he's like, well, he kind of laughed and he felt awkward. And then I felt like, ooh, like I pushed the line a little
Yeah,
bit.
was I mean?
And then I like quick like laughed. And I told Elisa, I
But
was
it's
like,
a valid
I think
question.
I was a little close on that one. But it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. What do you do?
Like if I taste something gross somewhere, like I still have to swallow my spit. Like
True.
at the dentist, like your mouth is clean. You just had it polished.
Oh, you've been rinsed at least 5 times. Like
Oh yeah.
I polish, I rinse. I floss, I rinse twice.
Yeah.
I even ask, is it still gritty? Do you need another rinse?
Yes.
I will sometimes rinse again. And then they'll still like point to their mouth and
It's the pointing to the mouth for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, do not do it.
like they can't even talk. Is your mouth that full?
Right.
Are you like about to just
No.
slobber?
Like I'm not the one. Like do not do that to me.
I do not understand.
I'm like, what? What could possibly be wrong?
I know. Open your mouth and speak. Will saliva just pool out of their mouth?
They're like,
waterfall? I don't know. So yeah, that's definitely one from work.
That's a good work one for sure.
Yeah. Not quite today. Already talked about my today. I don't even know. Like,
Today was like not standard for us.
no, I'm usually pretty happy.
Yeah.
And like after the
And you
first,
like let stuff go
yeah,
like very quick.
today was weird.
We're holding grudges.
This
today.
is a good episode for today though, because I was definitely feeling it.
Elise like looked at me after our first or second patient and she's like, are you sure we're going to be able to record today?
I know. She's like, why? Are you mad? I'm like, I'm not mad. I'm just like,
Is
I
it,
don't know.
how mad are we going to be when we get home if it's only 8:30?
I'm like, how do I snap myself out of this?
No, seriously.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so any other work ones?
The suction. Oh, for me, I thought about this actually a couple days ago because I knew this was coming.
Yeah.
Late patients for me.
Oh, absolutely.
Late anybody, but I see the comments like on the reels that say like, well, the reason we as patients show up late is because you guys are always running so behind. Like, as someone who does not run behind, like, there's been selective times, but I think that's for anybody. But like, I make an active effort to bring people back at their appointment time or before.
Yeah.
And so when you show up late and you don't say sorry,
right.
oh, I'm like fuming at that point. I'm like, you couldn't even have the courtesy to make up an excuse. Like, say anything. Say
anything.
Say like, oh my gosh, traffic was terrible. I am so sorry. Like, I had a late patient today, and but it was the opposite. So she walks in, she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was literally getting out of the shower and I see the phone ring and it's you guys. And I had you down for 1:30. And she got there like 10 minutes late. And she's like sitting in the chair and I'm like, hey, like, no worries. Like, when people are being nice, like, I can totally let it go.
Like, things in life happen. I get it.
For sure. And it was an honest mistake. And I said, no, like, no worries. It's not a big deal. Like, you're here now. She's like, no, this is not forgivable. And I was like, girl, I agree, but like, I'm not going to say that.
That's awesome.
But she like had
you don't
accountability.
hear that a lot.
It's that.
Yeah.
Like, I just want you to be accountable for it.
Yeah, for sure. I will say, I don't get mad if it's like, let's say 5 minutes late. If I have to bring you back 5 minutes late, fine.
Right.
But for us, like, we're only scheduled 15 minutes for each patient. So, like, now that's only 45 minutes to get everything we need to get done that day. And sometimes it's a lot and sometimes it's not a lot.
Yeah.
But I will excuse 5 minutes because I get it.
Yeah. I mean, like, we all have, like, you know.
Yeah. But when somebody comes in 20 minutes late, or the front desk finally calls your patient and they're 20 minutes late, and then they say, is it okay if they come?
No, don't even ask me, because you know I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, I will always say yes because I feel
Like,
bad.
don't make me the bad guy. Like, make it
Yes.
an office policy thing. Like,
Yes.
per our office policy, like, we don't see patients after 15 minutes late.
Well, because 20 minutes, we only have 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And we still have to take x-rays, do periodontal assessments, clean, get the doctor in there to check it out. It's like, in 30 minutes?
Yeah, that's
what
hard.
they schedule us for, a child under 10.
Right. And sometimes it's not even.
I know. Depending on that 10-year-old.
Sometimes I'm like waiting for an exam. I'm like,
I know. And that's the thing is, like, the dentist is busy.
right.
So
he has
he
patience.
runs late.
Yeah,
So we need that extra time to make up for him. You know what I mean?
for sure.
Because, I mean, I get it. Like, not that I love that he runs late too, but he's running 4 to 5 columns at one time
Right.
on the schedule. So understandable. Like, he's trying. I get it. I won't.
Yeah, it's like no shade to the doctor. It's
No.
more so just like, we know he's busy, like, and waiting does happen. Like, sometimes
Yes.
you have to wait. But then, like, there are those days where you're just like, if I didn't have to wait, like, I would be running
Yes.
so on time today.
I know. Oh my goodness.
I just hate, like, the feeling. I think the reason that I don't like it is because I hate the feeling. It, like, makes me anxious to be rushing to the next.
Yeah, and then you're not
Like, I
giving
didn't have
all
like a
the
second
right.
to like decompress and like put my game face back on and be like, welcome in.
But also, like, so you bring them back, but then I feel bad because I feel like I have to rush to make up time. But then am I giving this patient
Like, the best
the
care.
time? Yeah, the best care, the time that they've scheduled for. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. See, it's just like
Oh, it's like a yeah.
what is it? A rolling ball? No,
I know. Like, I can't think of
what is that word? What is that phrase?
a domino effect.
Yeah, let's do that.
I mean,
It's
I
like
know
a
that's not
domino
what you're
effect.
thinking because I can picture it, but it works.
It works. I'll use it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah,
think
that's a
that's
good
like
one.
the worst for work for me is that.
But like lateness in general too.
Yeah.
See, I will say I agree to a point. I am late sometimes.
Yeah. And I get it.
But guess what? I'm calling my husband out right now. If we're late,
It's him.
9 out of 10 times
David.
it's David. David. That guy. This is a pet peeve, for sure. About David. Poor David. But he knows we have to leave.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm like, we got to go in an hour. Okay. I'm like, all right. He does not get into the shower till 15 minutes before we have to leave. 15 minutes. I'm fast. It's okay. And I'm like, no, he gets out. Like, we're always late. We're leaving when we're supposed to be there.
Oh, that's the worst. I hate that.
I know.
But like, not like I hate it. Like that would stress me out. And I'm sure it stresses you out.
It is stressful. Well, here's the thing. I think this is the reason it's such a pet peeve for me, is if we're late because of David and not because of me, like, think about what I had to do to get ready.
Right.
Oh, no, it's not just me. I got 3 kids ready too
Yeah.
while he was doing him.
Yeah.
So me and 3 kids were ready to go at the proper time. And one man.
Hey,
Like, what?
I know. I will say Zach's pretty punctual, I think.
Oh, good.
We, like, there are certain things, like, I know that I can run late to. Like, if my mom is hosting, like, a lunch and she tells me we're eating at 1, but to get there at, like, 12:15, like, sometimes I'm there at, like, 10 minutes past.
Okay.
And, like, I think that's annoying
But, like,
for her.
you're not, oh, is it annoying for her?
I don't know. Like, not really, but, like, I think she's like, just get here. But I think it's because she wants to see me, not because, like, she's
Aw.
like, you know.
That's sweet.
But, like, other stuff, no.
But you didn't miss the lunch. Like,
No, no,
you're
no, I would
on
never be
time
late
for
to,
the
like,
lunch.
The food serving, like, never.
Yeah.
She would, like, whoop me up, you know?
Really?
No, she's never, like, beat me or anything.
No.
But no, she'd be like, seriously,
Like, get here.
where are you?
I said to be here by 12:15 and you're here after 1. See,
Yeah.
that's like an hour late. That's
I just feel like when you have an expectation in mind for, like, how something's going to go, and I am, like, a little neurotic in this way. Like, I don't like surprises in the sense of, like, something going how it's not meant to.
okay.
So, like, if
Yes.
I'm ready for something to go a certain way and, like, people to show up at this time and, like, we're all going to do this, like, that's how I want it to go. That's how my brain has, like, made it for
100%.
me. And I think it makes me less anxious. But then the second that, like, somebody is late or if we're running late or, like, anything,
The plan does not go accordingly.
then I'm like, is this, like, an omen for how this is going to go?
Oh.
Like,
See-
we're all just, like, scrambling now.
Yeah, I can relate to that 100%. That is one of my things where I'm like, okay, this is like, I can feel myself getting frustrated.
Yeah.
And David's always like, it's fine. It always works out.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
like,
sad.
yeah, but it's not working out the way I want it to.
But I want it differently.
Yeah. But I guess in the end, it should be just be like, okay.
I know. And, like, people say, like, don't stress about something you can't change right now.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm still going to stress about it.
Always.
We had this bachelorette party that, like, just this past year. And we were going on a boat at a certain time. And we also had gotten a party bus. So, like, I had coordinated
Fun.
this for us to all ride that to the lake and then go back. But the timing starts at different times. So, like, the party bus we had for X amount of hours and the boat we had for X amount of hours.
Okay.
Well, basically, I send everybody this, like, detailed 18 text messages. Sorry, I'm so annoying. But I was basically like, hey, like, we cannot
Be late.
be late for the bus. Like, everybody get there 30 minutes before we're supposed to take off, if not sooner, so that you're filing on this bus. We mostly did, but then, like, no, like, none of us accounted for, like, carrying, like, all of the ice chests and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And thankfully the party bus driver, like, did help us. He was super nice. But then, like, we're halfway to the lake and someone's like, I have to pee. And I'm like, we're literally getting to the lake, like, right when we're supposed to board this boat.
Yeah.
And if you're late, like, they don't add time on for that. Like,
No.
you just lose the time. So the boat people are calling me, like, every 5 minutes, where are you? Where are you? And I'm asking the bus driver, like, how far are we? Like, I don't know.
Oh, my goodness.
Girl, when I tell you, I was like, and I said, for a reason, people get on time. And that, I think that is what's annoying.
Yeah, for sure. So it's like next time you have to say, be here a half an hour early because we're leaving at that
Or
time.
else. That's what you say.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
You have
kidding.
to trick people. like, oh, it starts at this time, but really it's an hour later.
Yeah.
And then you'll actually be there for the right time. I hate that though. Why can't we just say, be there? This is why.
Well, they say that about like some of our patients at the office. Well, tell them their appointment's at 1:30 or no. Tell them it's at like 12:45 if their appointment's at 1. And I'm like, or they could be a responsible adult and show up somewhere on time.
Right. Oh, 100%. I don't know. I get both sides. Like I get like you're trying to cover yourself, like, oh, show up at 12:45. But also think about the adult, like they show up and they're like, I've been waiting here for 15 minutes. Well, your appointment wasn't till 1.
But you're always late, so we told
Yes,
you the wrong
so
time.
we
And the
told-
one time you came on time, it was early.
Yeah, right. I guess learning lesson. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And I get like lateness happens. Like people have kids, like they gotta
Yeah.
get their kids in the car. But I'm also just like, just be on time.
But like the apology matters. Like I think like, sorry, I'm so sorry. You know, I think that makes a difference too.
Oh, absolutely.
Not always. Like
Like you don't
please
have
be
to be
here,
like
but
on your knees apologizing to me if
No.
you're late. But like, oh my gosh, like crazy morning. Like I'll even take crazy morning
yeah.
or
Oh, yeah.
busy morning.
Yeah. Just trying to get here. Sorry or whatever.
For
like,
sure.
Real chill, but okay.
Yeah,
'Cause I get it. I've done
like
that.
stuff happens. I've been late before.
Yeah. Same. Okay. So we went over lateness.
Yeah. Do you have any other pet peeves, like just in everyday life, like not work related? Or,
In general,
yeah.
I'm sure I do.
Yeah. I mean, I can't hardly imagine it because you're so chill, but like chill
Yeah,
to me,
that's what I let you believe.
right? Elise
David,
is like,
he
this
just heard that and he's like, "What?
chill.
Elise, chill? No way."
I don't think so.
I'm probably a crazy at home. Actually, I know I'm a crazy at home. I do have pet peeves. Let me think. Do you have one in mind?
I think like for me, just like noise is a
Okay.
pet peeve for me. Like any noise that I don't want to hear at the moment.
Well, you're telling me about the movie theater.
Oh, I can't go. I literally like talk about not chill.
Yeah.
I legit cannot go to the movies. Like I try and I will put my best foot forward, but
Because your husband loves to go.
oh, he loves the movies. I feel bad, but like I sit down and I swear every single person in that theater waits till the movie starts to open every single wrapper. My ear is like ringing at that point. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like trying not to look at, I'm like, it's too early to give the movie theater look. Like, keep your eyes forward.
The movie theater look?
Yes, it's like the look like,
I've definitely given the movie theater
I'm like,
look.
are you serious?
See, I wonder, you would hate going to the movies in general, but like going with my kids.
Okay.
Okay, I have twin boys, Lincoln and Barrett. They're 11. They love the movies.
Okay.
Okay, we just went.
I'm scared.
We went to see Inside Out 2
Okay.
with all their cousins and then some of even my husband's cousins and their kids. My husband wasn't there. We had to go down to the valley without him. And Lucy, my daughter, was like, I want you to sit by me. And I'm like, okay, but what about the boys? You know, there's no room over here. So I sat by Lucy. The boys were down the aisle from me, so I could not like rein them in.
Right.
So we're watching the movie and you hear, "Ah, ha, 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 ha.
Oh, no.
This is so funny." Or, "Oh, just like the first movie."
Oh, my
Out
God.
loud in the theater. I swear people were laughing at them.
Right.
Like I was like, I'm leaning over trying to like, shh, like, but they are 15 seats past me.
They can't hear you and
No.
they don't care. They're like,
No.
we're loving this movie right now.
At the end, finally, I told Lucy, I was like, girl, I gotta go sit by them. Like, I think there was halfway through. I was like, I gotta go. We gotta make this enjoyable for everybody.
Yeah.
And so I like tripped over a baby and like all this stuff to get, like, how annoying is that? What a pet peeve. People are probably like, sit down.
They're like, oh my gosh. This
Yes,
lady.
I know. Had to go over there and I was like, shh, you know, and but they're so happy. Like
And they're loving it.
genuinely.
And they're kids.
Yes.
Like, I totally get a kid being, like, excitable like that in a movie.
Yeah.
And it's not even, if people are talking not movie related,
Okay.
like if you're having like a full blown conversation, which I don't think happens often,
No.
but like if like
Yeah.
that, like, okay, shh.
Side commentary. Like they're just
But like
having
a kid being like, oh, haha, like that's so funny. Like,
genuinely enjoying the movie.
I can be fine with that.
Okay.
It's more like if people are shaking their cup with ice in it or
Okay.
chewing the ice,
Just like loud.
chewing the popcorn, chewing the candy, crinkling the candy. I'm like literally going absolutely insane.
You would hate. So down in the valley, they have summer movies, and you can buy kids movies, like old kids movies that's already been seen or whatever. 8 movies for like $8,
Okay.
and it's just full of these kids, and it's not just a lot. It is just so
No,
much
I
noise.
couldn't do it. Like, I'm sorry to my future kids, but you won't be going to the movies with me. You can go with your dad or your
Yeah,
grandparents
perfect.
or your Aunt Cam or Talon or anybody, but you're not going with me because then I'm going to teach them how to be psycho crazy.
This is true.
And they don't need that
So
either.
you're already self-aware. That's good.
Yeah, no, I know it's insane. I can't help
their
it.
dad can take them.
Exactly. He loves it.
Perfect.
Is he going to love the movie they want to see? Who knows? But
Who knows?
he'll suffer.
I know he said the other day, he's like, well, maybe not a kid movie. I'm like, one day.
One day you'll
That
be
is
seeing a
all
kid
you'll
movie.
be watching.
I know. It's so funny because I think like we can't grasp like what that's like to like always have a child around.
Yeah, you have no idea yet.
No.
It's a lot.
And you have 3.
Yes.
And 2 of them are the same age. And they're boys.
Yes.
So like that just seems to me like a lot of noise.
A lot of noise.
A lot of potential noise.
And my boys are not quiet. Like they are talking at 10 decibels
they just
higher.
want you to hear them.
It's just naturally, they're just naturally loud. So yeah, it's really loud in my house. My house is loud. But sometimes I'm like, stop! Like, ah! If somebody says
I
mom
like
at
feel the overstimulation just like bubbling up. Like
I usually can handle it just fine. Like I'm used to it. It's my own home. But there are days you're just like, I starts twitching and
yeah, oh I bet.
like, no. Okay, I thought of one.
Okay.
Okay. So for me, this is a pet peeve in communication.
Okay.
Like if you're upset with me or I did something that hurt your feelings or whatever, just anything ticked you off. I feel like a lot of people these days do not communicate. Like
Yeah.
we silent treatment or we act like everything's fine, but really I'm going to go home and talk crap about you to my husband, and I'm not going to get over things for a long time or whatever.
No,
And
that's me.
I think in some cases it's fine. Like it's better to save
Yeah.
like especially at like work or this. Sometimes it's better to save the peace
Right.
than, especially if you know you can get over things, even if it takes like a couple weeks or whatever.
That's true.
But for me, it's like if this is going to affect how you treat me or talk to me or
Yeah.
feel about me, I'm much more like just tell me.
Yeah, I get that.
You're not going to hurt my feelings by saying, I need to let you know something. Or can I tell you something? This earlier, blah, blah, blah happened. I will be so, I am so sorry.
Yeah.
Or thank you for telling me. I will, whatever, you know? Or I would like to have my piece of saying, oh my goodness, I totally understand what you're saying. Can I explain why I did that?
Yeah.
It was unintentional to have that
Yeah.
feeling, but you know, I'm a confrontational person though.
Yeah.
So I know this does not work for everybody.
Yeah.
But it is somewhat of a pet peeve because I'm like, when I finally find out, if
Like the damage has been done.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, you don't like me because of something you could have literally told me and I would have changed or said sorry
Yeah.
or fixed in the moment.
For sure.
Not that a lot of people don't like me, but
Yeah, I was going to say.
still, I like the confrontation. So like when David gets upset, he like gets quiet and I'm like, nope. Like,
We're going to talk about
yeah. So, but you know, marriage compromises. It's like,
this. Yeah.
I want to talk about it. He needs space. What do you do? I say you have no longer than 2 hours. That is it. Then
You have
we're
a
discussing
maximum
this.
of space.
I'm so sorry. I will leave you alone, but we will need to
We're
speak.
gonna
Yeah,
be.
no longer than this much time. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
We're not
I get
doing
that.
this. But that's kind of bossy too. So
I
doesn't
mean,
help in the moment.
in the moment you're like, I might be making this worse.
Yeah, my brain says, "Don't, Elise, don't." I'm like,
but I have to.
I have to. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I would say, I don't know, communication.
Yeah.
That's for me. But I know, like for you, sometimes communication is hard.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but like if I feel like I'm in a situation where I'm uncomfortable and I'm having to communicate about it to the person, I'm like immediately shut off.
But like, do you think you could communicate to them at a later time? Like pull them aside and say, hey,
I think it really depends on the person.
right?
Like, how are they going to respond? Are they going to hear me out if I really am feeling hurt? Or are they going to like flip it on me and like make it about like them?
Yeah. See, I guess mine is like I guess like a little bit hypocritical because I'm a confrontational person. So for me, I want people to confront me, tell me,
Yeah.
but I will also read people and be like, this is not how they work.
Yeah. I think too, though, like with you, I feel like if I really was like, if you really hurt me or like we had a misunderstanding or something like that, I feel like I could be like, hey, like, should we talk about this? Like, because I think
Good.
like you at least know my personality
Yes.
and you know like what kind of makes me tick.
Right.
Like immediately if someone starts crying, like I'm shut off. Like even if I feel like I am right.
Oh, you're saying like crying in a situation of
Confrontation.
confrontation.
Like even if to me they're wrong and like that's how I'm perceiving it, like I will not continue I'll just be like, okay, like I'm so sorry you felt that way. Like this is that happened kind of recently and we did talk about it, but it didn't necessarily get super resolved because
Right.
I felt like I was the villain.
Right. They became a victim. I feel like I think confrontation is kind of tricky.
It is.
I think there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it.
For sure.
One, you never do it in front of other people.
Yeah.
It's not a scene. You're trying to solve a problem.
Right.
Two, I feel like you have to be like honest and kind.
Yeah.
Three, when emotions get involved, like really involved, that's when I think tears can be used as weapons. I think
I agree.
yes, and I think like the victim villain thing, there's a problem, we're solving it.
Right.
I'm not accusing you of being a villain and I'm not trying to be a victim. I want to solve so we can move forward.
And I can respect that.
But that's not how not everyone thinks like that. It's a very
No.
small percent of people who think like that. So, and
For
I'm
sure.
in that small percentage where I think communication and confrontation can be very positive, but unfortunately it does have to be done in a very correct way.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I think a pet peeve would be like the opposite of that. Turning a situation into like, not the opposite, I guess, but like to piggyback or whatever. Like there's a situation and instead of like stepping back and evaluating it, like thinking even like maybe I could be wrong.
Right.
You don't, and you let your emotions lead, which we're all guilty of. Like I get emotional and
Of
like
course.
things upset me, but like ultimately I try to like think to myself like how are they seeing this? Because like am I being unreasonable?
Right. But you think about that before you confront.
Oh, for sure, because I need to think of all the possible outcomes.
Well, I guess it's not a pet peeve because I know I fall into this too. I kind of find it a little bit funny though, is like so many times I see adults acting a certain way and I think to myself, I am currently teaching my children not to be like that. Like
Yeah.
that is something we are currently working on. And I see grown adults acting that way. And I'm sure I act a certain way or do certain things that other parents are teaching their kids not to do. So, but I find it very comical. I'm like, oh, and this is why we're learning this. So you're
No,
not
exactly.
a 36-year-old man doing that.
Exactly.
But I don't know. But then as I'm talking, I realize that everyone has things like that. Like, I'm sure I act certain ways that parents are like,
same.
no, we do not do
We
that.
don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
So there's like not a right way to do things. It's right for certain people.
That's true. That's like the hard thing though, I guess, about that whole topic is everybody is going to have like feel differently.
Yeah. 100%.
I don't know.
Me neither.
I mean,
But
I just live
I feel
here.
less annoyed. I just live here.
I feel like I got a very good vent session going.
Me too.
And like I'm feeling a little lighter.
Same.
Thank goodness, because I still have work tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
It's going to be a good day. I told myself on Sunday, I was like, it's my birthday week. Like, I'm
Yes.
being only in a good mood.
Oh, no.
Monday, I actually was like, look at me. Like, I organized a bunch.
You
I
were
was
positive,
productive.
yeah.
I felt like, oh, this was good. Today, I did fall off the wagon. But, but
There's
tomorrow's
always
a
time
new
to get on the
day.
wagon.
I will recoup this.
Yes. You got this.
So we'll make it.
You
And
have a couple
tomorrow
days
is
before your
birthday
birthday.
lunch.
Yes.
So it's like you can't be sad if you're getting lunch on around your birthday.
This is true. Lunch you don't have to pay for.
True. I mean, I will pay for it, but
Oh, are we paying? You're paying for it? No.
I don't know.
You're not paying for it.
Isn't that weird though?
That is my pet peeve. You will not be paying for your lunch.
Oh, my
I will pay
Lord.
for your lunch if that's how it ends up.
I don't think that will happen.
No, I don't think so either.
But yeah. No, I think it'll be fun.
Yeah,
It'll be
it
good.
will be.
Well, we're like wrapping up pet peeves.
Yes.
Next week we're talking about
Ooh,
one of
this
like
is
my
favorite.
most excited.
Yes. Anytime there's like a book episode, I will be like here for it 100%.
Oh, me too. Like I'm sad.
Me too. Like it'll be so great.
So next week we're talking about what book world we would want to live in. And we did decide you can pick a character that you'd be in the book,
Yes.
but like you have to keep it as realistic to you as possible and you can't like change stuff about the world. We also said we would not pick any Sarah Moss books.
Sorry.
Not because we don't like them. We
love
love
them.
them, but we feel like that's an
Everybody
easy
goes
pick.
there, yeah.
It's easy to pick ACOTAR. It's easy to pick Throne of Glass. Like,
Yeah. So we're really thinking and choosing outside the box
yes.
because there are other really great book worlds.
Oh, absolutely.
So, but okay. So if you have any pet peeves, you want to comment, let us know
Yeah.
what you think about ours, and if you agree or disagree.
If you think we're absolutely unhinged, which maybe we are.
We definitely are. At least I am.
But yeah, I think that wraps up Pet Peeves. Thanks for joining us on another
Yes.
episode of We Just Live Here.
We just live here. We'll see you next week.